can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Buffalo and bison are different, I heard. One's from the east and one's from the west, so I'm gonna tell you the difference. All you gotta do is put your mind to it. Knuckle down, buckle up and do it, do it, do it. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Buffalo and bison are different, I heard. One's from the east and one's from the west, so I'm gonna tell you the difference.
We're keeping that.
Today we're here at Fermilab in Batavia, Illinois. This is a giant research center that was founded in 1967 just outside of Chicago. They mainly focus on high energy particle physics, and they have the second largest particle accelerator in the world. Now, if you want to learn more about the science that goes on around here that I have literally no clue about, then you can go to the description below and check out their YouTube page, and they'll teach you everything you need to know about Fermilab. Now, aside from giant science machines, Fermilab has a giant expanse of land that the public can walk, run, picnic, drive through, all sorts of fun things for a family to do. Just make sure you bring your IDs though. They even have a giant plot of land for their huge herd of bison. So we're gonna do the one thing on this plot of land that I actually know how to do, and that's learn about animals. So come on. American bison, or bison are members of the Bovidae family, and they are the largest mammal in North America. These guys are cloven-hooved ruminant mammals that also include water buffalo, Cape buffalo, impala, sheep, and much more. These guys will range in length between 6 to 12 feet long, 6 feet tall at the shoulder hump, and can weigh anywhere between 7 to 2,000 pounds. Their most distinctive feature, however, is their giant shoulder rump and their massive heads that have horns that grow from the side. They have long brown fur that varies in length from the front to the back, but the males have the most hair, and bison hooves are very round and very sharp. American bison historically ranged from Alaska through Canada and all the way down to the northern part of Mexico. Bison are not to be confused with Bison bonasus, which are European wood bison. They are both bovidae and are related, but they live on different sides of the earth. When they're in groups, bison roam in herds. The bull bison and the cow bison will live separately, and they'll come together during the mating season. Bison are herded mostly by the older females. These guys are active during the day, at dusk, and sometimes at night. Herd sizes average around 20 in the winter, but steadily grow throughout the year the closer it gets to mating season. During what's known as the rut in July and August, mating herds can reach to around 1,000. Bison will give birth to one calf with a gestation of around 285 days, which is around 9.5 to 10 months. The calf will be born a light brown, almost caramel color, and eventually grow into their adult colors as they grow up. The females will usually give birth alone and raise her calf alone as well. The males have nothing to do with child rearing. American bison have lived in North America since at least 9000 BC. There were more than 20 to 30 million bison running all throughout the continent. They reached out as far as the Atlantic and in some cases as far as New York. They were of very big importance to the Plains Native Americans, and they used them for their meat, fur, bones, horns, and more. Sadly, due to habitat loss, overhunting, domestic bovine diseases, European human interference, and the continuous wholesale slaughter of bison and herds altogether, they had lost so much of their range that now the map only shows little dots of where they exist today. In 1889, there were only between 500 and 1,000 bison in existence. Conservation efforts, recovery efforts, zoos, national parks, and reserves have helped the bison grow to over 30,000 in number. Now, that is nowhere near their historic population, but they are giving them a foothold back to their historic numbers. Bison eat grass. Bison are herbivores that'll eat grasses all throughout the year. They also require plenty of water as well. Now, humans aren't the bison's only predators. Their other predators include mountain lions, wolves, and sometimes even bears. Now, a bison in the wild can live to be between 15 to 20 years old, where a bison in managed care can live to be 30. Today, they are considered ecologically extinct, which means that even though bison are still alive today, they do not have the impact on the environment that they once had. Even though they still live in open ranges and national parks, Yellowstone National Park has the largest population of wild bison. Yellowstone is the only place bison have lived since prehistoric times. Even though bison are their own separate species, sometimes humans interbreed them with beef cattle to speed up beef production. Now, this hybridization is known as cattle or beefalo. Now, what's interesting is that Yellowstone National Park has the largest herd of bison that have never been interbred with beef cattle. Now it's time for the question of the day. Baby bison are really cute, and they have a really cute nickname as well that's not calf. Which one of these is their nickname? Is it A, red dog, B, wild child, C, canyon cat, or D, pumpkin spice? The answer is A, red dog. Bison are born between March and May, and they're reddish brown in color. They get their adult colors after a few months, and after a year, the untrained eye wouldn't even be able to distinguish them from the smaller females. The bison had ancestors that can be traced to southern Asia from thousands of years ago. They made their way to America via the ancient land bridge that once connected Asia with North America during the Pliocene epoch 400,000 years ago. These ancient animals were much larger than the ones we see today, and fossil records show that one bison ancestor had horns measuring 9 feet from tip to tip. Some people call these animals buffalo. The fact is that they're not buffalo at all. The difference between bison and buffalo is actually really simple. Bison are indigenous to North America. They have big muscular humps on their backs, and their horns grow from the sides of their heads. Buffalo, however, are indigenous to Africa, Asia, and Europe, depending on the species. They have flat backs like a cow, and their horns grow from the tops of their heads. So, Buffalo Bill should be Bison Bill, Buffalo Gals should be the Bison Gals, and give me a home where the bison, not buffalo, roam. But I will give a pass to buffalo wings because buffalo wings was originated in Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York, however, their name originated from the Buffalo Creek. The Buffalo Creek, however, there's a few theories about that, how the Buffalo Creek got its name. One of those theories is that it was a mispronunciation of a French word, either buffle, which means beautiful river, or buffalo, which means oxen or cattle at the water. Bison love to wallow. This is a common behavior, and what they'll do is roll around and cover themselves in mud or dust, either wet or dry. Some experts think that they do this so that way they can groom themselves after molting, or it's a male-male interaction, or a social play behavior for group cohesion, or it's play behavior for getting those hard-to-reach insect bites, or even getting rid of ticks and lice, or even thermoregulation. Bison temperament are very unpredictable. They may appear lazy, aloof, and boring, but they may attack literally anything, sometimes with even no warning or reason. They can run at speeds of 35 miles an hour and cover long distances. They can use their heads as battering rams, and when an animal weighing 1,500 pounds runs at you at 35 miles an hour, you better believe it's like getting hit by a car, and it will hurt. Fun fact, the sentence buffalo, 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 buffalo is a grammatically correct sentence. Now, to buffalo someone means to insult or bully them, and that is used in the context of the sentence. So, technically the sentence means buffalo from Buffalo, New York, buffalo other buffalo from Buffalo, New York, who in turn buffalo other buffalo from Buffalo, New York. It's kind of a thinker, and sometimes I don't even understand it, but it's definitely a really cool thing to say at parties, and good luck to whoever's translating this video into another language. Well, I'm so glad that we got to discover more about the American bison. If you learned something today or you want to learn more, please give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe. If you want to, you can also share this video to your friends so that way they can learn about their favorite animal as well. If you want to follow us, we are also on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Now for the animal we'll be discussing next time, well, the joke is at the bottom of the description, and that joke is, what do wild canines say when they're about to leave? And the answer is, fair wolf for now. So next time we'll be discussing the gray wolf on Kiki's Fun Animal Facts. So thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye! What are they called again, Grandpa?
Huh?
The animals out there on the plains?
Buffalo.
They're called bison, Grandpa.
No, they don't. Buffalo. Put that on your page book.
And now for the conservation shout out. Hi everyone, thanks for sticking around for joining us for the conservation shout out. Today's conservation is the American Prairie Reserve. The mission of the American Prairie Reserve is to create the largest nature reserve in the continental U.S., a refuge for people and wildlife preserved forever as part of America's heritage. They want to stitch together 3 million acres of existing public lands from private lands purchased from willing sellers. Starting in 2004, they are a freestanding Montana-based nonprofit that is helping wildlife gain back their lands. With your donation and support, you'll help bison restoration and even help expand the population of at-risk animals including prairie dogs, grassland birds, cougars, swift fox, pronghorn, and even black-footed ferrets. They're even restoring plowed land and fence removals so wild flora and fauna can freely roam. This is a wonderful organization, and helping to donate or even volunteer if you live close by will get us one step closer to helping the environment and saving animals. They have a YouTube page where you can learn about the reserve, the science, and the prairies, so give them a subscribe as well. Well, you can donate to the link at the bottom of the description. Thank you so much for joining us, and remember, there's plenty of things you can do to help us save the environment, such as turning off the lights when you're not using them, turning off the water when you brush your teeth, switching from plastic to reusable grocery bags, and even buying products from the FSC product list, which is also in the description below. Thank you so much for joining us, and remember, it only takes one person to save the world for the better. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Can roller skate in a buffalo herd. 'Cause buffalo and bison are different, I heard. One's from the east and one's from the west. So I'm gonna tell you the difference. All you gotta